Hello, I'm Stephen Chen. I'm the lecturer in charge of AF5520 Corporate Law. Um, uh, I'm a lawyer and I have joined PolyU for more than 20 years, but I'm a full-time lecturer at PolyU. And I'm also the law team leader in our school. And so, so today I'd like to briefly explain what will be covered in our course AF5520 Corporate Law. So in this course, we will explain some important concepts in corporate law. So as you may know, in Hong Kong, to run a business, you may run a partnership or you may set up a company to run your business. But one major distinction between company and partnership is in a partnership, the partners, they are in charge of the management and also investment. Therefore, there's no division of labor between investment and management. Okay, the partners, they are on one hand, they contribute capital to the partnership. On the other hand, they also are responsible to manage the partnership themselves. Therefore, there's no agency problem, and we don't need to monitor a partnership a lot. But in a company situation, on one hand, the shareholders who are responsible to contribute capital to the company, but the company itself is not managed by the shareholders, but the company business mainly is managed by the directors. Okay, you can imagine just like you buy some shares in Chuanguang, and then you are a shareholder of Chuanguang, but you do not have any management power in Chuanguang. Okay, we will appoint Li Ka-shing's family, the directors, to manage the business of Chuanguang. Therefore, in company situation, we have this kind of agency problem. Okay, on one hand, the money is from shareholders. On the other hand, the management is given to the directors. And because of this agency situation, we create a lot of agency problems. Because when these directors, when they manage the company, so how can we ensure that these directors will manage the company properly? Okay, therefore, there are many concepts in corporate governance in order to ensure that the management, the directors, they will manage the company properly. And in our company law course, okay, AF5520, we will explain some important concepts. Like, for example, if you read our teaching outline, you can see we will have 12 lessons on different topics. Like, for example, we have to explain a very important concept in company law about the separate legal entity concept. Okay, so we should know that once we form a company, the company itself is just like a person, and this company is separate from the shareholders and directors. And also later on, we will also explain the company formation and constitution. Okay, so every company, there's a very important document called Articles of Association, and we have to understand what legal effect these Articles of Association has, and also the details and the regulations about these Articles of Association. So topic 3, we will also talk about shareholders' powers and meetings. So in the company, as I mentioned, the business of the company is mainly managed by directors. Okay. On the other hand, we have shareholders who contribute money. However, what kind of decisions directors can make and what kind of decisions shareholders' approval is required, then we call this division of powers between directors and shareholders. And we have to understand this concept. The situation is just like in your family. Okay, we have husband and wife, but what decision the husband can make and what decision the wife will make. Okay, just like in my family, basically all important decisions are made by me. Okay, but it's my wife to decide what is important or not. So next we will talk about directors. Okay, directors and company secretary are defined as officers of a company, and they are responsible to manage the company. And therefore, as I mentioned, when directors, when they manage the company, how can we ensure that they will manage the company properly? And we call this the corporate governance concept. And directors' duties is one important concept we have to understand. And also in the company, we have to appoint a company secretary who is in charge of all administrative matters of a company. And we will also explain the role and functions of a company secretary in this course. So next, we'll also talk about share capital and known capital of a company. You can see topic 5 and topic 7. So on one hand, we have to understand there are different types of shares in the company we can issue. And recently, we have introduced the concept raised voting rights. Okay, so sometimes you may own some same class of shares, but different shareholders, based on the articles, they may have different voting rights. Okay, therefore, we have to understand this concept in our topic 5. Topic 7 is about loan capital. Sometimes a company may need to borrow money, and then they may need to provide security to the bank, okay, for example. And then we have to understand the concept of a charge. And topic 6 is about minority protection. In a company, all decisions basically are made by majority. Okay, either we pass an ordinary resolution, more than 50% shares of shareholders must support, or we have to pass a special resolution in some important decisions, not less than 75% shareholders must agree. However, sometimes these decisions made by majority may be unfair to the minority. Okay, so you can imagine if I have 80% shares of a company, I can simply pass a resolution to transfer all the company's money to my own bank account. Okay, so I will have sufficient votes to pass this resolution. But this resolution obviously is unfair to the minority, the remaining 20% shareholders. Therefore, we must have some concepts to protect minority, and that will be explained in our topic 6. Topic 8 is about maintenance of capital. So every company in Hong Kong is required to maintain its capital. The whole purpose is to protect creditors of the company, to ensure that the creditors will have sufficient money to repay them when the company, especially when the company is in financial difficulty. Topic 9 is about auditors. Okay, every company, we require every company to appoint auditor in Hong Kong. On one hand, we require the directors to prepare financial statements. But how can we ensure these financial statements prepared by directors, they are accurate and reliable? Then we have audit requirement. Okay, and one important issue in this topic is about auditors' liability, because you can imagine when auditors they audit their accounts or when they prepare the audit report, then this report sometimes may be used not only by the company itself, but the report may be used by some other third parties. For example, you may search on the internet and then you find an audit report, and then you rely on the audit report and do some investment, and turn out this report is inaccurate. Then the question is, can you sue the auditor for the mistake in the report? Okay, that is what we call auditor's liability, and we will explain this concept in our topic 9. So topic 10 is about market misconduct. Okay, under the Securities and Futures Ordinance, some activities are defined as market misconduct and they are not allowed. And one important example is what we call insider dealing. Okay, you can imagine insider dealing means some insiders, they have some confidential information. Okay, they know that when this confidential information is disclosed to the public, the share price of the company will go up. Therefore, before this good news is disclosed to the public, these insiders, they buy a lot of shares of this company and wait until the news is disclosed to the public and the share price goes up, then they sell. By doing this, they make a lot of profit. So we believe that this kind of activities is not fair to the public. Because only insiders, they have this inside information, and then they can make use of inside information to make profits. But the public doesn't have this inside information. Therefore, that may create unfairness to our market, and that's why January is not allowed. And we have to understand what kind of activities are defined as insider dealing. And the last topic is about winding up. Okay, so if the company is in financial difficulty and we don't want to continue, then we can apply to wind up company. So basically, we have to appoint a liquidator who will be responsible to sell all the assets of the company, and then we pay the creditors and the shareholders. Okay, so these are some important concepts in corporate governance we have to understand in order to ensure that a company is managed properly. Okay, so if you are interested in this topic, then you may take our course. Okay, I hope to see you soon. Okay, thank you.